By the end of 2019, I was scoping out any new social media site, because at the time my YouTube was at a standstill and I absolutely despised TikTok. That's when I discovered Rizzle. At the time it was called Rumble, they even sent me a shirt with that name and everything, but that particular renaming rebrand was very smart because there's another Rumble app and it's a right-wing platform. So intentionally or not, it was very smart to distance themselves from that train wreck. But even so, Rizzle crashed and burned in a very disappointing way. Why and how? Well, hi, I'm Athena P squared, and here's a lot more backstory. I promise it's relevant. Oh, no. A lot of YouTubers will say it was never their plan to be an online entertainer. It was always mine. This is a dream job. I don't know if that's a cringe thing to say, but it's true, okay? There isn't a degree you can get for this brand of shitheadery, but the closest thing I could think of is a BFA in theater. So that's exactly what I got. But then I realized auditions make me sick and theater people are a bunch of competitive motherfuckers. I can't deal with it. In 2017, during my sophomore year of college, I started my YouTube channel, and until 2022, I had no idea what I was doing. The thing is, my videos just weren't good. But I didn't want to hear that. So I looked up advice on how to get 100K subscribers, like there's a secret formula or something.
Hand over the formula, crabs!
Almost every advice video I found said, and I'll never forget this, if you don't get to at least 10,000 subscribers in a year, you should give up.
Bruh.
I was at about 2,000 subscribers 3 years in, so this absolutely killed my spirits. But luckily, I was just pissed off enough to prove them wrong.
Suck my ass.
I felt like I was charismatic and creative enough to make this thing work. My views were picking up on TikTok, but that almost pissed me off more, because it felt like the For You page was throwing me a bone every once in a while, but no one stayed for the things I was actually passionate about, aka my YouTube channel. And during this era, every video I made on YouTube and TikTok was absolutely seeping with bitterness. I have gained more followers on TikTok in the last week than I have on YouTube in a year and a half. So I'm just gonna question everything. Hey Siri, how do I get all these people on TikTok to subscribe to my YouTube and watch my videos there too?
You can't, you dumb bitch. Just accept that your YouTube is dead and that you will forever be known as the B-Testicles girl.
Take out the trash! I think it's safe to say Girly was feeling like a failure. The big takeaway from this is if you love something and you're passionate about it and that thing doesn't hurt yourself and others, pursue it. Never give up. But this is 2025 Athena talking. 2019 Athena was antsy and angsty. I was looking up new social media apps, as I said, but I was also looking up contests to prove to my family that this isn't a pipe dream. And that's when I found an ad for rumble.me.
Please, oh please let me win one time!
They had what was called the 360 Kickoff Contest. From my understanding, there were a handful of people beta testing the app, and this contest was a way for them to kick off the launch. I downloaded rumble.me in August of 2019, and I had a series I submitted for this contest called Internet Insanity. I really liked how there were prompts to respond to. I know that's so common now, but at the time it was pretty novel. TikTok didn't introduce their own version of this until a year or so later, in about late 2020, early 2021. So rumble.me/Rizzle was ahead of the curve in a lot of ways, but one of the ways they were not conforming was they did not have a way to comment under videos. You had to fully reply to a video with a video, and the prompts are submitted to the app itself for anyone to respond to. This led to a lot more conversations, which felt very personal, but then you also realize you're kind of seeing the same faces over and over again. And maybe the lack of comments is to distract from the fact that there are no actual viewers, just wannabe influencers. This became more blatant as time went on, but we'll get to that later. In 2019, that didn't really bother me. It was their launch after all. The app was just starting off, and everyone was hungry for validation and monetization that winning a contest would bring them. The Internet Insanity videos I saved are so funny and also so sad at the same time. I see a lot of people on Rumble having a lot of questions about who is Mr. Beast. There was one video where I said something along the lines of, oh, I don't know what that Elon Musk guy does, but he sounds pretty stupid. I don't know enough about him, but every single thing I hear about him, I just get concerned. How I long for the time I didn't know who that asshole was. But as you could probably tell from a mile away, I was excited about this app. So even though a lot of the videos I was making were low quality because there was no way to edit in the app, it was still such a fun time. Here we are in 2020 and the Pope smacked a woman. And she deserved it. Let's take a look at this train wreck. Ready? You'll see here she yanks him. And look at this. This is what people are making a big deal about. He smacked her hand. Let's be honest. Who wouldn't have smacked her hand? He is old as hell. That yank could have broke him. Also, why didn't the security take care of that? I was always Team Pope Francis. Rip to the GOAT. On Christmas Day 2019, I found out I came in 3rd place in the 360 kickoff contest. And I won $750. A great prize on its own, but for a 3rd place? For bronze, I get that much? I will never forget how ecstatic I was. I ran around my house. My family didn't believe me for a second, but then I showed them the CEO announcing my win.
The 3rd prize of $750 goes to Internet Insanity by Athena P.
I was over the moon. My family was celebrating just as much as me. I was also getting tips from people on the app. I'm unsure if this was the app pretending to be real people, but regardless, money is money. And this really sucked me in.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
Hi, SpongeBob. I'm gonna kick your butt.
So I briefly talked about this in this short, but remember how I talked about the beta testers? They thought this contest would be like a pat on the back for them being OGs. They thought they were being paid for their dues. I wish I had the screenshots of this, but I remember being in a Discord where they were actively trying to protest my win right in front of me. You'll have to pry my $750 from my cold dead hands, you decrepit old bitch. Mind you, these people were a good 10 years older than me. I was in my early 20s. They were like in their mid-30s. Sounds like a skill issue. I don't know what to tell you. I put it the best in this short. I was here longer than her, so I should have won. That's not how it works, sweetie. If you want stable income, get another job. I know that sounds harsh, but it's just the truth. With any type of job being an entertainer, it's an uphill battle to get paid gigs. And there were so many people on this app that got honorable mentions, which paid them $50. Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. The weird part is, their complaining kinda worked. I have screenshots and videos. Check this out. I even have their tagline, which is incredibly ironic. You'll see why later, but their tagline is real people, real talk. Keep that in mind. For their 360 Encore contest, who do they use as the preview on their website? Little old me. They also had a Friends-related contest. The show Friends. 360 Dialogues. Excellent quality news, which includes interviews and quotes from subject matter experts as well as diverse public opinions. 360 B-roll. I think they were rolling out a new feature that included B-roll, so now you can kind of edit on the Rumble app. Gossip Girl contest. They had The Office contest. 360 hands-free. They had a way to film without holding down a button. Revolutionary, I know. They also introduced the R-Series contests, where these suckers experienced another Athena P. Sweet! I won the Recreating Brooklyn Nine-Nine contest. I won the Game of Thrones recreating contest, a show I've never even seen. But my real bread and butter was the Rizzle House, where I took characters from my old YouTube sketches like Hunter Catch That Ball, a young boy obsessed with baseball, and Amelia Waterbottom, also known as Man Squirrel, who was this pretentious lady starring in an indie film. And I also created original characters, Hunter's mom, Karen, and Randy, who had a YouTube prank channel. He was inspired by Jake Paul. My husband played Confessional Guy, and the boss was absolutely unhinged. Here's a clip. Yeah, we're gonna ask everybody what they want for Christmas. It's almost Christmas, Confessional Guy. All right, you ready?
No, I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. Is that what I just heard come from your stinky, stinky little mouth? Well, there's a lot of things we don't want to do, Confessional Guy. I don't want to fire you or bite your stupid chin off your fucking face. All these characters were put into a reality show content house. To this day, I'm pretty proud of it. There are compilations up on my YouTube. I won Best Actor. Shout out to my BFA. I knew it would come in handy someday. And I ended up making over $3,000 on this app. Sure, I wasn't happy about the name change to Rizzle. After I made it an internship for my college, I found this hilarious exchange between me and the head of the department. Rumble changed their name to Rizzle. This is super unimportant, but I just wanted to let you know so there's no confusion later. I'm confused now, though. I do not like their new name, but whatever. And then the head of the department responded, "Got it, thanks," and signed off as Rizzleless. This man was like 90 years old. Is 90 years old, holy shit. But hilarious. He was very funny. I also didn't like the name change because I made a full YouTube video promoting them, but I kept saying Rumble, so it didn't age well. Just you wait, Athena. It gets so much worse. Let's watch a bit of my video promoting it together, so you can see how hardcore I was about it. Just so you know, so you don't go off looking for this is unlisted because of how terrible they are nowadays.
I'm talking directly to the small creators, but I think also other people who just like consuming content can also get to know more about this app. The app I'm talking about is Rumble, and I want to make one thing clear. I think YouTube, TikTok, and Rumble are all amazing for different things.
It's just kissing up to every platform. It's like, well, don't unfollow me on YouTube. I loved their old logo of the... It looks like a paper airplane. Cute as fuck.
Rumble is in no way replacing my YouTube or TikTok. I will be maintaining all three of these.
Period.
So as you can see, Rumble is a really unique mix of TikTok and Twitter. It's short videos, but it's videos responding to prompts. You can make up your own prompts. You can respond to other people's. It's very reminiscent of early YouTube where people would just turn on a camera and talk, rant, very unfiltered. I see Rumble as more of a conversational kind of app.
Sure.
It's still a content creation app, don't get me wrong, but there's something more raw about Rumble. You can tell just by the way I'm talking right now that I think the platform itself has a huge amount of potential. Rumble was just launched in June, I believe, so the community is still fairly small. That means that smaller...
I said it just launched in June. That means... What the fuck? Sorry, I downloaded that shit in August. So people were holding it against me that I wasn't there from the first month. Give me a fucking break. I hate.
With social media platforms like YouTube or TikTok, both of these platforms are oversaturated, so smaller creators don't have as big of a voice. Not only that, can you guess where I made the most money? Is it on TikTok, where I have almost 30,000 followers? Is it on YouTube, where I have 2,700 subscribers? Or is it on Rumble, where I only have 500 followers? I have made $0 on TikTok.
Still have.
I have made around $48 on YouTube, but I can't take out my money until I make $100. That is the payment threshold. On Rumble, I have made over $750. How does that work? I'm gonna tell you.
You could see how much passion I had for this, how I was kind of obsessed with it. And rumble.me/Rizzle rewarded me for my enthusiasm with...
Hello, I like money.
I was a Rizzle ambassador. What does that mean? That video I just showed you caught Rizzle's attention, and now all of a sudden I'm on calls with their employees. And all of a sudden I'm employed as an ambassador. The more people I get on this app with my link, the more money I make. So I'm making TikToks, I'm making Instagram stories. The saddest of which was by far this one, where I said, hey, ask me about Rizzle. And I need to keep talking about it because it's my job, but no one responds. So I just replied to myself not once, but thrice. And I responded to my own messages acting like someone else asked, when in reality, no one asked. Ouch, but you know what? You would too for a check. The easiest people I was able to market to was other small YouTubers. I met all these small YouTubers on the Facebook group, Small YouTubers. And all the things I said about the app were true, okay? I wasn't a snake oil salesman. I pretty much pitched it like this. Hey, they have contests every 5 seconds and there's a 99% chance you'll make some money. And that's more than YouTube is offering for us right now. It was enticing, especially during the pandemic. Hell, my dentist brother entered a Rizzle contest. He is the farthest thing from a content creator, but he wanted to win, so he bought costumes, wigs, wrote a script, asked for my help, and made a hilarious series. Too bad I beat him too. Dude, I just can't help it. The most wild thing is, jump a bit forward in time, okay, I'm not a Rizzle ambassador anymore, but now they're just paying me for season 4 of Rizzle House. What? I also forgot they paid me to make tutorials of how to use certain features on the app. So that's hilarious. I mean, scrolling back this far on my photos, I remembered more than even I wanted to. I still have the contracts in my email, but it's like, do not share this. This is confidential, so I can't show it even though I want to. This was like their creator program. They were incentivizing making videos. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just watch an episode or two of Rizzle House. So this one's called Hunter's Lament. Let's just watch a little bit of this. I love it. So Hunter, he wants to be like a baseball player, and he can't have chewing tobacco yet because he's a little kid, so he's chewing a bunch of gum and he talked like this, okay? Confessional guy used to be a guy I called my friend. And honestly, I don't see why that has to end. So the plot of this one is confessional guy, the one who is filming all of them, is now with Hunter's mom. Like, he's really mad. Woo! It's weird because, like, I included a lot of footage of me and my husband making out, so don't seek this out, actually. I know there's no logical way to get Karen back, so why is that all I keep thinking of?
Oh, should I go?
No, you should stay. Where the fuck? What was that? Have you been confessional guy?
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. Because I need a confessional. Now that we're here. You're like a dad to me. Okay, Whistletone.
Okay.
I need to confess. Go behind the camera. It feels more natural. What do I do? I don't got no bitches. Don't got no hoes. What do I do? I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. Okay, wait. Let's do... Confessional guy has to woo someone. Hello? Say it.
Say what?
I'm gonna do this entrance again and you're gonna do what you usually do. Hello?
It's the boss.
Damn right. I bet you know why I came here again.
I never know why.
We need more drama. Now that Randy's redeeming himself, we need a young bachelor to woo these women. Do you know who I'm talking about, confessional guy?
Well, Amelia scares me. Athena has a boyfriend.
Athena has a boyfriend, the most boring person. I had myself as a character, but I made everyone shit on me. You can really see where I was at mentally in life, okay? So then here's classic joke. Oh, she has a boyfriend, she fucking sucks. And then he shows the picture of me and Ben, who's played by a confessional guy. And the boss is like, whoa, you guys look exactly the same. And Ben's like, oh, I don't see it. Okay, wait, let's skip to the end.
I don't see it.
Okay. That leaves one dame left. Karen, you gotta woo Karen. Do it or you're fired.
Fine, I'll try to get Karen to fall in love with me.
Son of a bitch. Okay, that's all you need to see. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away.
Holy mother-forking shirt balls. This is the bad place.
This next part is going to suck so much more to talk about after I reminisced about the good times. Whew, let's rip off the Band-Aid. In 2023, Rizzle rebrands with no warning and deletes everyone's videos. I literally went on the app to respond to prompts for shits and giggles, and it's gone. It is now an AI service. When you go back to their Instagram and scroll back far enough, they still have all the human-made videos. And it's like, oh, good, you still have all the people that you're replacing up on there. Fantastic. Thank goodness I saved some of my videos, but there are so many I feel incredibly nostalgic for that they just threw in the trash. You threw away people's fun, silly, creative work that you encouraged and uplifted so fucking much, only to become a service trying to replace us. And here's the thing that takes this to the next level. Throughout 2023 and 2024, they were bullshitting so hard. Like, no, this will actually help creators be more creative. Like I said, an obvious load of shit. But in 2025, this is now a closed service only available to advertisers. When they announce this on their Instagram, they only have one comment, and it's from me, bitch. Oof. How does the best place for small creators to get paid turn into this? I made a TikTok back when it was still a social media service, when I started to notice all the seemingly fake profiles. Let's take a look at it together. I kept trying to put off making this video, but it's just too funny. I also really didn't want to bite the hand that feeds me because I'm going to be talking about my experience on an app
that has been nothing but supportive to me. I actually was able to monetize my content on there, and all the people who work there are so sweet. But they've just been sending bots to my page like crazy. Allegedly on this app, I have 105,000 followers. Pretty wild, more than TikTok. Let's see some of the profiles. After Monday and Tuesday, the even calendar says WTF. Huh, so true, Paisley. I also want to point out that on this app, you can't hide your likes. So why is this person following me yet they've watched nothing?
Clock
Status
it.
update? Currently hungry, right? Us humans like to eat, right? Friendships pick you up when the world lets you down. I want to say I deserve better and I mean it. I want to say I give up and believe it. I want to say I'm moving on and do it. Bars. Life led me down a path I didn't foresee, yet I winded upright where I was meant to be. Why are all these bots poets and emo? True friendship takes us by the hand and reminds us we are not alone in the journey. Goddamn. Is that Pam from The Office? I am nothing but an angry wild egg that loves garlic bread. Hearts get hurt. They broke. They get fixed and the cycle gets repeated. If we're buying bots, can we buy the bots therapy as well? You can't Photoshop personality. Joker origin story. Guess what? Dragons are imagination, or else I would burn each one of you. I don't want people like this following me.
So yeah, they probably, allegedly, whatever, used AI to make these profiles and thought, hey, we can make it look like people are using this app without even paying them. And that spiraled into, oh yeah, this half-baked artificial intelligence garbage is valued really highly for some reason. It's easier to get investors to back quote-unquote futuristic tech as opposed to people's hopes and dreams and community. Fuck you, Rizzle. This is my fault for trusting a brand, I guess. I can't even look back at the fun times without realizing what a trend-chasing shell you became of your former self. Let's read some of the co-creators' LinkedIn posts, because why not, right? I've realized there are a bunch of ways to convince someone to invest. It's a lot like dating. You can build a healthy or unhealthy relationship depending on how you approach it. 1. Make them fall in love with you. This is almost always the best way. I've had some investors commit during the first meeting. I'm kidding. I know what you mean. Give you money. They gave you money. Yay, yay you. And that's because there was a connection. Some investors who committed at the first meeting knew what we were building. Can you let us in on what you're building? 2. Guilt trip them into investing, especially when investors initially lead you to believe they're interested and ask for multiple follow-up meetings. This is a potential way to get a check. There were a couple of people who wrote checks out of guilt when I had met with them 5 to 6 times and they felt like they needed to invest. Create FOMO. This needs no explanation. This particularly works if someone else they know is investing. 4. Use social proof. Strategically weave in common people you know into the conversation. How the fuck are you going to do that with AI? This is the same hunger I saw on the app. It's not about what the product actually is, it's about winning and money. It is really disheartening and disgusting. Fuck AI. I want to share my first impressions of AI. I've wanted to get this off my chest for a while because, as some of you know, me and Jax Films did a collab, and at the time I didn't know about the environmental impact and also creative killing harm ChatGPT caused. There are a lot of people who saw the consequences immediately, and I wish I was one of those people, but I have to be honest, I wasn't. I thought this would be some fun bullshit to play with, like Akinator. Do you know Akinator? You pretty much play 20 questions with this online genie until he guesses who or what you were thinking of. When AI was just starting up with shit like SpongeBob characters singing silly covers, or that fucking stupid-ass DALL-E images, I chuckled. I hate to say it. I remember Curtis Connor creating Christmas movies that these stupid robots spat out, and it was funny. That's what I thought this tech would be used for captioning and for shitposting. And for the record, even if it was limited to shitposting, I still wouldn't use it because of how terrible it is for the environment. But what I'm saying is, not only did I not know about that at the time, I also didn't know it would explode into such a fucking unavoidable parasite, taking over search engines and jobs. It sucks so much. I'm sorry I didn't realize sooner. I don't know why it took the actors and writers striking in 2023 for me to realize realize, oh shit, this is really bad. I feel like this video will ruffle the feathers of some of my ex-employers, but this is how I feel, and I wanted to rant about this for a while. Rizzle meant a lot to me. I'm honestly not sure I would be where I'm at now without the confidence boost it provided me. And now I'm just beyond disappointed and angry. Once again, if you didn't hear me the first time, fuck AI and fuck Rizzle. Bye!